Infidel calling. Infidel calling. Infidel, hello.
What do you mean where all the butthurt is? You know what all the butthurt is.
What's happening, brother? What you doing, man?
Man, I just thought I'd at least get in here before I said night-night for the night.
Shit,
Throw
man.
another word out.
Shit, brother, you know, it's lonely at the top, so we gotta somehow get there.
Yeah. It don't look like he's gonna call in or anything.
Oh, no, you scared him. You scared him into eternity.
I mean, Danny ain't gonna be so quiet. I mean, you know, it is what it is, but you know, I ain't expecting no email after this phone call. So, I put it out like it is. I mean, I don't drop another clue in the pocket. I see your lips moving, I don't hear you.
Right?
Rakish.
Yeah.
You still there?
I'm here.
You know, just, if he wants to dare me to do something, let him dare me to do something. That's not going to stop me. He knows it's not going to stop me. Don't call me a sucker. I mean, that's a little bitty word at the end of the statement. You know, you don't need to add that on to me. I will throw out something about, you know, the starting of X-Force, okay? The beginning.
Right.
You know, especially since Arlen's just came out with his anniversary piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say something about the original. Did anyone really know how X-Force got started? What really started X-Force?
Well, here is the thing.
An automobile accident.
Hey, what?
An automobile accident.
Okay.
That's what started X-Force. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna still give him an opportunity. Because if not, I hope he comes to Manchester because I will be on open mic. So you know,
here's the thing.
Answers, questions, questions.
Here's the thing. You ain't not gonna get any answers from him. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. For him to come out here and give answers is going to be something he will not do. But, and as you know, I respect you. I really appreciate what you're doing for the community. People like you who have the guts and who really set themselves to the point where they're telling something from way back when. For all the guys who don't know shit, they don't know left and right is. You know, to a certain degree it will be a beneficial thing, but on the other hand, it will clear the smoke cloud that's been built up over the years, you know. It's almost like this. Nobody says shit, nobody brings up stuff. There is some commotion, there is some thought, there is some stories, there's this and that, but yet nobody knows the real truth behind all this, what has happened many years ago. And I would never ask you to do something you're not willing to do, and you know I don't push people to do anything. But I too would really want to know, what is this fuckery all about? How did this start? How did this come to so far to here? And when you listen to him talk, when you listen to how he brags about his success, he talks about people screwing him over. He talks about, you know, many things which makes him always a victim. You know, he's always a victim to other people who have done him wrong. Okay, there might be people who have done him wrong. But have you done anybody wrong? You keep saying, I'm innocent, I never done anything bad. And there's this story about freaking Dave Mate. I mean, what's the real truth about Dave Mate? Did he fuck Dave Mate over?
Well, no, he worked there. He worked on amps. He built amps for Dave and concrete.
Okay.
I mean, you know, like I said from the get-go, I'm not taking away from anything. He's not willing enough to learn what he's doing now. It's just a simple fact that there's a lot of people, you know, that's no longer with us that deserves some of the credit. And
Sure. I was always to give credit to where credit is due. I stand for that. I really like to give credit to people. I like to praise people for certain things that they have done in life that the CB community as whole needs to give them credit for. But certain people are nowhere to be found. Nobody talks about them. Nobody knows about them. Quite frankly, I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm only learning as I go. You have to understand, you've been around for many years. I've been around here for what? This is my second week? In that kind of reality.
Well, I've been in radio since I was 9 years old.
Very well.
And, you know, I had I guess you say a luck in ways, getting to meet a lot of people and doing a lot, you know, and being part of the bowl for, you know, as a kid. And being a white boy and, you know, 12, 13 years old, going around and, you know, trying to act like I can fit in. Well, you know, ultimately, I guess in the long run, I kind of did fit in. And, you know, and I'm real thankful to have the opportunities I've had. But at the same time, you know, talking about the Dave May camp. The Dave May camp ain't an easy place. You know, well, back then, it wasn't an easy place for anybody to fit in, really, especially an outsider. And, you know, the bit about him, you know, still in technology or running off. I mean, you know, truth be known, the real heart of the X-Force box. I mean, I don't have to watch the cues here a little bit. They say, like you use the word assembler, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, even if you've assembled, you still don't know everything. And when someone takes the time to teach you something, and you twist it and throw it away and run another direction with, you know,
right,
take credit for something that's not really your credit, and that can be irritatable to some, and some is not. It don't really bother me because that's a common thing. You know, years and years. You know, it's a copy world. You know, it goes all the way back to old Muddy Waters days with, you know, everybody. It don't matter who it is. It's, you know, a copy of a copy of a copy. But when it comes to the original box and everything else, I mean, you know, and I can honestly say that the person behind it, pretty much, had never ever seen a Dave May amplifier, quote unquote. And for, you know, to say that box was a clone or copy of one, man, you know, really hit. A design is design. The ferrite mix, you know, that was, you know, when it all started, you know, ferrite blend was the big thing, you know. You get your numbers right. You're going 43, 6. When you start throwing 60s there, well, I don't want to get into all that either. But, you know, blends are blends, and blends are for a reason. It's like bolts and boxes. You know, back in those days, I mean, there wasn't a box that I put my hands on. It wasn't 21 volts capable. Period.
Right.
But it's a base box mold, but that's back in the Toshiba days. You know, the pill prices wasn't that expensive, but, you know, the boxes wasn't built to blow either.
Right.
We can't ever control the end user. But, you know, the world has changed. You know, it's not like that no more. The transistor and everything else. You know, that's why I won't say anything about his talents or whatever. But it's just a simple fact, to say I am X-Force. I started X-Force. I. And no. No, Danny, you didn't. Period. You know, and no, you can't jump up and say you did. You know, all these years later, the story ain't gonna change. You know, I mean, just because you're younger than the rest of us, don't mean we all passing away on you. And you know, it's just a sad thing. But he's reaping his rewards right now. That's the bottom line.
Let me ask you a question. As friend to friend.
What's covered in?
As a friend to. No, I said a question to you as a friend to friend.
Okay.
Dave May, the person out there who's Dave May, the original Dave May. Does he ever feel frustrated with what happened? Because I don't know if there was ever a time that there was an argument about what was done, how it was done.
No. Yeah, he don't. I don't really think any of the camp holds any hard feelings because there wasn't any hard feelings to hold. You know, it's kind of like pretty much the same road that happened with Carl. So, okay. You know, with Danny and Carl, which, you know, Danny's introduction to the world. I mean, there's a lot of people, you know, like Steve at Exports or us. I mean, in my opinion, it's my opinion. he paid the ultimate price, you know. I mean, he was the first one to put stuff out on the web, and he was the first one to get in trouble for it, too. So, you know, and he's a super nice guy. He's a straight-up guy. He's took from a business approach. There was a lot of things he supported that, you know, really, you know, I mean, if it weren't for the distributors for the amps, there wouldn't be no X-Force. And, you know, for certain people to roll off of one wagon and jump on another wagon and throw everything into that wagon, and then, you know, 6 months, 8 months later, that wagon don't feel too good, you know. But yeah, we got to go on because we done dumped everything into it.
Right.
And you know, as far as Danny and the camp, I mean, he had a good pay. There's a good opportunity there. You know, a lot of people would love that opportunity. And he ended up, but it, you know, how it ended up, he took what he learned with him, and you know, I guess that's what got him to where he's at today. As far as him being a thief, no, I can't really say that about him. As far as him stealing from somebody, I can't say that about him. As far as him ripping somebody off other than pricing, I can't really say that. My competition was the world. I mean, you know, his competition, you know, it is what it is. You know, if you're in any sport, especially if it's a racing type of sport, you're always going to have some kind of cheat. You know, and it, you know, everybody's done it. If you haven't done it, then it's more power to you. You know, but everybody tries to squeeze the tournament as much as they can.
I understand.
So, you know, the main thing is you know, it's just the X-Force flag, period. And it's just a repeat, you know. In today's generation, like I said before, you know, they don't know about it. Hopefully a lot of people went back and read about it. And, you know, I guess it can be a little confusing reading, you know, back the old posts and stuff, but it's the same as it was then as it was now. And, you know, I can't, you know, I don't understand why he has to hold on to something that's been gone for a long time. He has to hold on to it, you know. In fact, I have a hard time understanding that about him. And just like him shooting the video of Six Pack the other night, you know, right as your show was going on, and then posted, you know. In a way, I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed in Six Pack because, you know, Six Pack, you know, you can tell he wasn't interested in the camera itself. But, you know, to have somebody, you know, pretty much throw you under the bus after you got a phone like that, but, you know, you choose your own friends. And we all have reasons we do that, just, you know. But as far as Danny and the call bit goes and what all happened in that mess, that's all between them. I can't help you root too much. I mean, other than the rumored stories. I can tell you from the food chain, you know, from the food line, there was a post made about explaining what the tail end of it was. That was the tail end of Carl's X-Force.
Right.
That was it. And the best thing ever happened to X-Force is ours, period.
I agree.
You know, it's just like Dreamers, Dave May repeater chip, you know. You had Dave May on the first switch, and the second switch was Bad Boy. And, you know, Arlen already had his name back then before there was even a Danny or anything. So, you know, it's just amazing sometimes I sit back and just think about it. But I don't like to, you know, I don't like to dwell on anything. It's just for simple facts, you know, just, you know, he throws the flag up. I guess he kind of throws the flag up, we just ain't seen it. Because, you know, he's got them pretty quiet, and, you know, but it all comes around, he knows it. It all, you know, he has no choice but stare at it. You don't have to think about it, but he can stare at it. And, you know, as far as, you know, the competition world goes, I don't want to go away. Like I said before, man, I don't want nobody to be known. And, you know, and the two of them, they like the competition. You know, I enjoy the competition between the two of them. But at the same time, you know, just that lip, you know, he can charge customers whatever he wants to charge. But, you know, get off that that bandwagon you rode for so many years because you don't belong there. You didn't earn nothing to be on that wagon, period. You know, your affiliation is very small, and that's a strong opinion.
Right, that's a powerful message.
Don't you understand that as far as going into deep doo-doo
no.
things like that? I mean,
yeah, you can definitely tell the way you're putting it out that I could clearly understand where you're coming from. I really do. And this is, again, been a long time story about people saying, oh, he fucked Dave Mate, he did this, he did that. All I really wanted to know, I mean, it's not going to change anything whether he did or he didn't, but the fact that people always talk about it, where are these rumors coming from, and is there anybody that can back them up? Because if they can't back anything up, I think that needs to be put down and thrown out forever. You know what I mean? I don't care about his ways now.
Well, you know, but like I said, I can back up the fact that he did work and build amps there.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't no whiz on the combiners, but you know, there wasn't too many people back in the day, you know, do anything over 4 field. But you know, much less tied to bass together. But like I said, you know, for the amount of time he had exposed, and you know, I mean, they got everybody thought he did a pretty good job as far as he was good when it come to the job. The rest of the things is pretty much, you know, well, the things he had to change to today was the same thing that haunted him then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he knows his own problem. He knows his own problem. You know, and it's just something. It's that rush. You know, it's like picture him running through a Walmart parking lot with a Magnum mount antenna and a box full of 1, 2, 3 built stickers. On each car, sticking a Magnum mount on it, sticking a sticker on it, taking a picture, going to the next car. You know, that's that ego, I guess. And you know, and really, you know, business would be a whole lot better if you got up and on the top ego bit. You know, I mean, I think people would respect him more if he just flat, you know, be more like him, be himself, or well, I can't say that, but you know, be down to earth. You know, come back down to evil and face your ways. You know, I mean, you don't have to jump out there and say, "Oh no, I ain't exports. I've never had nothing to do with exports." Just, you know, just forget about exports. It's 1, 2, 3 built now. I mean, all right, why do you have to mention it? Why do you have to bring it up? Why do you have to? If you have to use, I started exports to sell an amplifier, and you ain't selling your amplifier. You know, because you're taking a writing on a name. You know, and that name's stronger now than it's ever been. That's the bottom line.
Well, in my opinion, you know, I don't know the whole deal with him and Carl, but here is something I want to point out. If me and you start something together, and let's say there's got to be somebody who has authority. If we have 50% authority, that means we're contract bound, we're legally bound. You can't sucker me out of anything. You can try all you want, but you know, we legally have a contract. Now, if his contract was verbal, or if he never had any rights to it, other than that he came up with a name, how could Carl be the one who's firing him or kicking him out and selling this to Arlen, and Arlen purchasing it outright, you know, in the most fair way, paying for it? How can he claim that he got suckered out of the deal? Do you see what I'm coming from?
On the exchange, the crossover, I won't get into that, period.
Okay.
Out of pure respect for Arlen. But as far as the 50-50 stuff goes, let me word it this way. The food chain, the suppliers never saw a dime out of Danny. So if Danny was paying bills, there wasn't nobody aware of Danny paying no bills. And if you're 50-50, I think you might be aware of somebody else paying the bills.
Right.
And, you know, as far as a verbal agreement goes between the two of them, I doubt that even existed. But then again, I don't know, like I said before.
So
I can't really talk about the internal workings there. I just
No, but I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this.
You know,
Me and you're in business or something, and you're selling our business, yet I have no right to anything, and that tells me that I was never nothing else but an employee. Unless,
well,
yeah, Ben, it is Brass.
you know, if you was 50-50 in the business, you get your part when you was done with it.
Well, that's my point. He says that when he showed up, the guy kicked him out, told him it was over, and then proceeded to keep the business until he sold it to Arlen.
Then that's what he said.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, you know, is how can you claim somebody fucked you over a business when the guy sold it in an honest way?
Well, I mean, when you let somebody, you give a person a place to live, I don't really think it's a 50-50 world, you know.
No, I totally understand. So now, remember the claim he said that Carl was building he was putting in the pills the wrong way, you know, he was trying to teach him how to build pills, amplifiers.
All right, well, the amps have done fine for Danny and that's one, so, you know, the amps could be built, and it didn't even take nobody to be at the car shop to have them built. I mean, they could be on vacation, the amps still get built. I mean, I don't want to go much deeper in that, but, you know, it wasn't always in-house builds. So, I'll just leave that one at that. You know, as far as his departure goes and things like that, I mean, I only look at it and I only know firsthand from one side of the fence. Now, as far as the perversions and the things inside of the X-Force world, I can't, you know, I don't want to say on things I don't have first-hand knowledge about, because then it's just a rumor, and I'm not about the rumor bit.
Right. Well, you know, it's
I think that you know, the bottom line is, I mean, you know, like I said, no, X-Force started with a lot of field action. So that's you know, that's a good one. Yeah, there's a lot of people know the answer to that one. And if you were there at the beginning and the get-go, he'd know the answer to it. I know he knows the answer, but it's because I remember the pre-X-Force discussions for months, and Danny wasn't in none of those discussions.
That's very interesting.
So, well, yeah.
So his claim to the name is not.
Okay, I'll put it this way. Things are already going, and you see a opening, an opportunity to return back to your roots, and you were kind of wearing your welcome out in certain ways, and I guess that's how you ended up making the jump, and, you know, and I guess that's where the story where he stole Dave made stuff take the X-Force come from. I guess that's where that comes from.
Gotcha. That's
you know,
clear. Why do you
like
think?
I said, the X-Force design really and truly ain't never, you know.
No, we're gonna keep that to the side. Why do you think he's avoiding you?
Well, I mean, it hurts. But you know, it's out there. You know, I'm not out here to rub it into it. You know, I've done my rubbing. That's all the rubbing he's getting. And yeah, I just feel that, you know, it's just a simple thing. You know, just be his own, stand 1, 2, 3 build. You know, and forget about your famed so-called past. I mean, you know, you shouldn't even. The only time you should ever even worry about an X-Force is when you get them on the line or when your sales is at the bottom. That's the only time you should worry about X-Force.
This speaks volume.
And again, that's just my opinion. Excuse me?
No, I said that this speaks volume, what I'm, you know, hearing from you, because I feel that everything you have said and done is 100% correct, and, you know, it's obvious his actions are obvious. He's more worried about showing people fake watts.
I've got pictures and paper trails. I've got handwritten designs. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
No. What I'm saying is, here we are. He's more worried about.
But I'm not here to prove myself. I'm not here to, it's just for the simple fact that, there was a whole.
You there? Hello? Something happened to him. We're gonna call him back. We're gonna call him back. I think he lost the feed or something.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
Maybe his phone died since it's going into the voicemail. I hope he returns back. Interesting things you hear, people. Remember, we are a force. We're a community, and we're gonna put things in perspectives for everybody to understand. I don't care about Danny's past with not X-Force, Dave Mead. I don't care about his past with X-Force. That was something that's been done, regardless whether he was at fault or not. Nobody's holding anything against him on that part. But the fact that he will not come out and speak about it when he's called out, or the fact that he's hiding, tells you a lot about the situation. So with that being said and done, I think he is just at this crossroads of exposure. I think he's going to continue to push his product, but the hype is going to die with everything that he asked for. People are slowly going to open their minds. They're going to understand where this is coming from, and he can't be mad at anybody but himself. That same thing when you mess up your criminal record, and now you meet some lady that is the love of your life, but you're ashamed of your actions because of it, of your past history. Here we are, you're enjoying the community. Oh, here we are. Sorry, brother, I don't know if this was your phone that went dead or we lost you, but we couldn't hear you anymore.
No, we put a lot track in the storm right now. Right now, I run myself on M-cell, put my M-cell out, so I'm back on my ET now.
Right.
But it sounds better now than the M-cell. But no, my ultimate thing is just, I just like to see him going, but now that bit with doing the video with six-pack stuff, that I left a little sour taste in my mouth there a little bit.
I can't hear you, brother. Your phone is messing up again. He's having a phone issue, signal, something with a storm. Here we are. You're right back in there.
Yeah, my M-cell fired back up.
All right, that's good. Now we can hear you perfect.
I don't, it's just a simple fact that every time I hear that X-Force story, I guess it's actually worse now than years ago.
Right.
Because I would have never thought that he was still out there singing that song. Especially after he's done built his own name. I just thought that was something he would have let go of. And I would dearly appreciate it if he did. Because there ain't no sense in it.
Now I understand why Arlen is hated. He cannot swallow the success of X-Force, and you know, maybe he's entitled to his belief that he was the builder, the starter, the person, because without him that would have never happened. He made a name, he did everything, and now that business is doing well. You know, Arlen is doing crazy stuff with it, and he feels like cheated out of the cake, you know. That's where I think this is coming from.
Well, you know, you did bring up a good point there. You know, you got to remember, most of my exposure to Danny has been in the competition world. Exposure has been very limited. But I kind of see the same thing, the telltale signs of what you just mentioned in the competition world as well. You know, always got to be part of somebody's vehicle. You know, even if they don't have their box in it, just because, you know, hey, I stuck a sticker on before you went to the line. That kind of deal. That's and always claiming, you know, I built that Suburban. I did that. You know, just like the last big new one. I mean, just, you know, just the and, you know, he's taking, you know, credit away from the actual owner and operator of the vehicle itself. I mean, that guy might have had 20 years in it before he ever put his hands on it. You know, antenna system, PVC pipe. So, you know, what is what? You know, whether they're make-believe watch or not, whatever you want to believe in the maker. You know, it's just his control factor of his own. You know, we can hit the storm pretty hard right here. When you know, it's just his own self-control. You know, it's like you said. You know, he's envious of what Ed Schwartz turned out to be. If you're part of the original, then you wouldn't be envious of it. But, you know, if you really truly was part of something, you could probably still be part of something, in my opinion.
Right.
If you're on a good ship, but then again, you know, it was on the day he made wagon. So, you know, it's hard for me to really even base, you know, the way he thinks, really. But I just know that he'd do a lot better just, you know, staying with his own and you know, waving the 1, 2, 3 flag, and, you know, he, you know, just stay where he's at. But just be the fourth word about his mouth, you know. Don't, I mean, he uses it to sell his product. He uses it to convince people that, you know, he is something or something that, you know, and to me, you know, his reputation is based on, you know, his presentation. And that's him. It's, you know, that's on him. And presentation right now don't look too good.
Well, to me, this is not where I belong in other people's businesses as far as what they do, how they do it. I never really cared about that part. Why I say this? Because everybody's entitled to their own freedom. How they're gonna run their business is their choice. Whether they're gonna run it based upon Jesus Christ or they're gonna run it based upon the hype. Here is my problem with it. You have come this far. Why trash your name with crazy number claims? Why trash your name with comments? Why trash your name with name callings? I mean, out of all the builders right now, and we had some shitty builders, not builders, assemblers, sorry. We have some shitty people who were putting shit together. He is the most racial, the most filthy-mouthed assembler who has a big ego that's killing him, not actually helping him. And the fact that he's that kind of a person that he would turn on his friends is astonishing. If he can turn on Ben, who had his back for a couple years that they known each other, who has battled other, CBers out there for him, who has actually praised him and all that stuff, and now you end up talking shit about him, what's the chances that he wouldn't do other people like that? Unless they have something on him and he needs to keep his mouth put because he's afraid somebody would come out with something and put him in a shitter. I mean, why would you do that to yourself? Why would I kill myself in this business by doing that? Nobody cares about your abilities. Nobody cares about your achievements. What people care about is the end product. They care about when they pay you, they want to see their shit, and that's as far as it goes. That's the first thing that people care about. When am I going to get my product that I paid for? Then they're going to evaluate.
Well, usually though, that stuff is usually caused from lack of, confidence. Period. When you
look
at yourself, that just shows a sign of weakness of your confidence in yourself.
Look at it this way. Forget about this whole issue with me and him, with what happened. Let's put this all aside. Let's talk about the certain fact that so long you've been doing this kind of thing, and you haven't been able to produce a shop where you employ a couple people to further your work. You haven't been able to gather the CB community in a good way. The only thing you were able to do is go to these key downs, pursue your ego-driven deal, because I know it's adrenaline. Just like Arlen said it in that video on the 25th anniversary, he made that pre-flight check because adrenaline is rushing, you're standing there, people are watching you. For those 10-15 seconds you're in that vehicle, you basically feel like you've been put on a spotlight. And it's different when you're on a spotlight and you're sitting behind your computer. It's different when you're on a spotlight, when you're sitting in that vehicle, and once that is over, you have to walk outside and you have to face the crowd, the people who are watching, and now you're getting your ass handed, and you're getting your ass handed again, and you're getting it handed again. And that person that's handing, that's pretty much doing it, is somebody who minds his own business, who doesn't care about you or what you do, who is more than fair in a lot of ways. The way I look at Arlen as far as competition and stuff, the guy doesn't seem like he has an issue. He doesn't seem like he has a whole group of ball washers walking around him, kissing his anus. He seems like a person who's out there, hey, if you beat me, good deal, no biggie.
That's Arlen.
He doesn't care. He's not going to get butthurt.
Arlen's no different now than he was when he first started. Period. Arlen ain't changed none.
How many people show up at the key down? I've never been to key downs, but usually in BYU, how many key down trucks can you expect to see on an average year?
Anymore. It's hard to put a count. I mean, some of the breaks, some of the bigger breaks, they bring in more of the AC vehicles and stuff. But, even some of the little, if the money's there, it's going to come. If there's a lot of sideline going on, then there's going to be a short. Sometimes, back in the 90s, let's say, from about 95 to maybe 99, 2000, somewhere there, you may get, total of maybe 30 vehicles, maybe 40, at an average break, and that's a mix. But then there was times you might, 2 weeks later go to another break and maybe only have 15 vehicles there.
All right, but that's still a huge number. Even 15 at the low is still a lot of trucks, okay? Now,
Right.
here is one thing that, again, you know, I don't call people out. I don't care about stuff I don't have nothing to back it up with, because I don't run my mouth like that. But we all know about the fuckery that happened down there where he had his boxes taken, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Arlen that lost a whole lot of boxes. Out of 15 trucks, at the minimum, is that guy. What did he do?
Well, yeah.
He never came out.
That was the big beast coming, though.
Right.
He knew he was coming. He knew he was coming loaded.
He never
Like
once.
I said, I'm not, Arlen knows my opinion of that. So that's between me and him. But it's distasteful. Now I've been in those positions, though. I mean, I've said with thousands and thousands of dollars quit me. I slept in motel rooms on the bed with equipment laying around me because I didn't feel safe. And it wasn't because of brothers. It wasn't because of that. It just was some fact. Hey, I went from that town, and it wasn't too pleasing when I pulled up, and everybody knows you got something. There's always somebody that wants something you got, and you always got to have that, that attitude. I ain't gonna sit there and run from nobody. I ain't never had to run from nobody. And as far as toting the money around and stuff, yeah, I mean, that's something way heavy on the head. But at the same time, it's, the way you carry yourself, present yourself, and the other ones that's got your back. If you don't have nobody that's truly got your back, then I would say you want to go someplaces. Some of these breaks, you wouldn't want to go in there stripping your tail feather and everything else. But that New Orleans break and Arlen losing and stuff, yeah, it's pretty fishy. But I'm sure that stuff got disassembled and got reassembled into other boxes and made whatever. And whoever, ultimately probably did the job didn't get nothing but a couple crack rocks out of it. But, they tried to accomplish the mission. He pulled his PPIs out, stuck them in there, and still made a show. It's upsetting. That's a big hit in the pocketbook. But, you didn't hear Arlen whining and crying. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. The guy took it.
Pointing fingers.
He took that loss like a man. More likely than anybody I've ever seen, because I know people would be calling names, being all pissed. This probably would be the last time they ever went down there. And here is the guy again. He goes again. Why? Because he's got the love for it. That's his life.
Oh, yeah. Arlen loves the sport, man. He don't love amplifiers. He don't love radios. Actually, I think he hates radios. He loves the sport. He loves the sport. Junkie, period.
Yep, he's out of junkie.
It's all about the sport. It's everything about Arlen's about the sport. And really and truly, in my opinion, the reason why Arlen's where he's at now, as far as being X-Force, just for the simple fact is, he hated to see a good thing go to waste. And he knew it was a good thing, and, all he did was took and made it better. He continues to make it better. I mean, ketchup's ketchup, everybody's already giving up on that ketchup. They can't catch. It ain't, just because he might lose on one or lose on two, it ain't nothing to him. It's all sport. It's a learning experience. And, I examine the key downs. I might not be at all of them, but I examine every one of them that he attends. And I examine it from a different view. Mm-hmm. And I can watch it second by second. I can watch the 10 seconds on that line. I'm able to see, and I can see what's going on. I can see what's messing with what and everything else. But can it be a benefit? Man, really not, because you're on the line. Watch what? Tennis and tennis, But as far as competitor goes, I've seen some guys get mad, man. I'm talking about mad. I'm talking about beating up mad, slash your stuff up, dig your stuff mad, take you to the cleaners mad. Arlen don't even turn red. He turned pink, but he won't turn red. So, and I admire Arlen for that. you know, and I admire Arlen for what he's done. And as far as people, you're talking about, you know, cronies and stuff. Arlen goes to these breaks, man, being by himself. He has. You know, because it's his sport, you know, and he puts himself out there, you know. I mean, he's got a family and everything else. I mean, you know, he's not just he's not a CB talker. He don't, you know, it's not his world. He likes doing what he does, and I'm thankful for it. And, you know, you call me Arlen butt kisser, cheese eater, all you want. And, you know, if I agree with you, I agree with you. And I'm glad he is what he is, and I'm glad he done. When I found out what he done, it was a while that went by, and I'm pleased with it. And, you know, and if he ever decides that, you know, the sport is not the sport no more, it's gonna be a sad day. It's gonna be a sad day because that would be a big loss to the world of sport right there.
Well, there is always
sure, it opened up the line for a lot more winners, but you know, it's not about that. You know, it'd be a fact that we had a good person that brought a good, you know, a good knowledge base with them, a friendly knowledge base with them, the time to share, the time to communicate. We'd lose a good person out of the sport. And I'd probably say I wouldn't have too much more to do with it. I don't have, you know, my taste buds are already gotten weak over the years anyway. But you know, if Arlen would decide there wasn't going to be no more X-Force, he wasn't going to be part of it, I probably never hear me no more.
Well, you know, this good thing that he's got many people who admire him. I, for once, admire him for his calmness, for his knowledge all throughout, and for the fact that he's a fair player. Even sometimes when things are done against him, he's collective. He doesn't get that to discourage him. He goes on to fight another day, to pretty much tell them that, yeah, okay, this isn't just about today. This is about more than that. This is about his life, his whole, you know, his whole spirit goes towards the love for what he does. And, you know, what can you say bad about the man? I mean, you can love him, you can hate him. I can understand people who are on the lines who have to go against him and they lose. I can understand them not liking that. But at the end of the day, give me one negative thing about him. Even as you are, who knows him, who knows got a lot of stuff, give me one negative thing about Arlen, other than that sometimes when he should blow up, he's not. To me, that's more power to him, because there's things that I couldn't do what he does. And especially keep calm when you have every right to be pissed off, if you know what I mean.
When Arlen's not calm, I'll say this about him. When he's not calm is when he's woken up in the middle of the morning with a thought in his head and can't go back to bed until he's accomplished it.
Right.
That's Arlen. That's you know, as far as anything bad on him, I ain't even heard a bad rumor.
There we go. See,
I might hear somebody every once in a while talk about, well, I've had to wait on the amp, I had to do that or whatever. I mean, in today's world, that doesn't seem like it's a common denominator. If you're waiting on one of his amps, I'm sure there's a good reason behind it. I know there's a lot of things he don't touch because, you know, as far as certain new technologies out there, a lot of people playing with, it's just the simple fact that it's not worthy of indulging into at this time. I mean, some of the same stuff that people play with today was, you know, played with in the 90s. Nothing new. But, you know, I don't want to bring BPI in it, but at the same time, you know, they play like, I'm first to do this. You know, that first stuff. I mean, it's like, you know, you're better off to leave that first out of the equation until you do the homework and make sure you do it first.
Right.
You know, it's,
that was some crazy shit he did in that video. I was blown my mind. In that 25th anniversary video, everybody should go watch that. That is pretty amazing stuff he has done with
yeah, and I'm glad he does. You know, and Arnold's not a mudslinger. Now, if Arnold was a mudslinger, and you know, the mud he could swing. But he digests it, you know, and he takes his life's lessons. He uses that to his benefit. You know, when he sees the demise or the exaggerations of others, he uses that to his benefit. You know, that is a tool to him.
Right.
You know, that when he sees a negative, that makes him create two positives.
Totally understand.
And you know, it's well, like going back with Sidewinder. You know, Sidewinder had a creative mind. Or Dave made it. Dave had a creative mind. But as far as the technology and the creativity, like I said, I've been in it for years, and I haven't run into anybody like it. Period. And you know, and he's one of these guys. He will address you. But he will never address you in a way to upset you.
Right.
Or demean you, and by no means. And that's something that Arnold will never, ever do, is demean anybody. And Danny, everybody you run into, it's not intentional, but I think you do it just from your ego, you're demeaning. Period. And, but, that's your survival. That's your survival. That's if you feel that you got to throw that out in everybody's face up front. It appears that you're, big bad or, wonderful or whatever, and, don't mess with me, you don't know who I am. It's like a little comment I seen last night about spitting in somebody's mouth.
Right, that's fucked up, man.
I don't really know anything about that because, once again, I don't really get off into the drama bit of it at all. This is more drama I've had. But 97 or 98, I guess. Spit in the mouth, boy. I don't know. I mean, I guess from what I read, it kind of went against the other party and not him. There are certain things in life that, spit slap in the face one thing, but, two things because of a fuckhead and spitting in your face.
That would be the last breath it took. So help me God, I swear to God, somebody would have done something nasty like that. I think that would be. I would have ripped his Adam's apple.
Something like that.
His Adam's apple would have been ripped out just like this. Seriously, man, that's fucked up shit, man. I can understand it all. But for you to be that kind of a nasty motherfucker, to spit in somebody's mouth, that right there, you get yourself killed for that.
But that's where he endangers all his cronies. That's where he endangers. Even if it happens by a vehicle that he supports with his eye mark or whatever, and he's standing there, and that confrontation goes down, he pulls that by him, and he's gonna fall quick. You think an individual that is not going to take that spit in the face or spit in the mouth? You think just because you hit the ground and you got the cars running, you think there's a little bit of energy there that's going to be spread around? You get other people hurt from your actions.
Yes, you can. That's for sure. The wrong person. If he would have done that, I'm telling you right now, this is the truth. I don't have nothing to lie about. I tell it as it is. If he would have done that to me, I don't care. Even if my friends would have stood in front of me to stop you, they would be on the line. And I guarantee you, that would be the day that my ass would be on the news network somewhere, Fox News, CNN, because quite frankly, that would be a scene that everybody would talk for years, because there would be dead people right there. I guarantee you with my life, something like that. I would rather take 5 punches in the face and fight like a man. But when you're this kind of a sick bastard and you spit in somebody's mouth, there is no such thing that could save you.
You know, right off the bat, man, that's above. You'd be better off hitting the person than busting them and sending them to the hospital, because I mean you're changing body fluids to somebody.
That's what I'm saying. What if this mother yucker is diseased with some kind of a shit? But you know, that's the last thing you would think about that second. You know, something like that. See, here is the American mindset. I try to tell people, you guys are so lucky that you guys have more weaklings in this country than you have real men. And this is not a joke. I see this every day. I see it every single day. I've watched fights, and usually those fights end the second somebody gives up. That's usually 1, 2, 3 punches, 4 punches, that's it. You want to go to a third world country. You ever seen I don't even want to talk about this shit. Because seriously, I'm telling you, people don't play these games.
I understand the fact of death and the family member takes over where you leave off. I've seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's not and like you said, the weaklings, I mean, yeah, they're spreading every day. Snowflakes are getting greater and greater.
Brother, I have such a respect for a man that even a small child has respect from me as far as that goes. But the shit I see here is so weak. At the other end is so deranged that they want to see some messed up shit. They want to see some fuckery. There would be guys no more than 80 pounds with a fridge altogether on the scale. That would make your life fucked up forever. They don't understand how the mindset is different. This is the difference, okay? Here is the thing. And this is why I try to always understand from a different perspective. Back in Europe, okay? You don't get to walk around like a macho man. There is certain people who run the shit, okay? You will never run the shit. There are certain people who run the shit. I don't care if you just came and you look like Schwarzenegger on steroids and shit like that. They pretty much tell you, they give you a nice warning and they tell you, you have no space here. They give you a nice warning. They tell you once. They just tell you like this. A wise word from somebody is, you have no space here. You know what to do. It's time to go for you and don't ever come back. Now, when they tell you, let's do this, just make sure we don't see each other twice in a day. If we see each other twice in a day, you know what's up. And they want to talk about some fucked up shit. Brother, I don't even want to put it in words. So here I am, I look at this shit. I look a grown man like him talk all this bullshit to other people. And why they do this? Because they think, oh, I got so many followers, I got this and that. Do you think a deranged person in their head cares about how many people you got behind when they go off your ass? Do you think they care about the next 15, 20 guys standing around there? Look, I always said it like this, and I'm always straight and forward, and I'm fair as far as that goes. I respect, love this country, but I tell you what, if I were to go somewhere and I was to get my ass whooped by one man, I would stand up, dust off, shake his hand, and continue my life. But if there would be 2, 3, 4 people jumping on me, and I survived to go another day, their families, their kids, their forefathers, grandfathers, anything that's connected to them would be history. Because quite frankly, certain people don't fucking play these games. So this is not me trying to say, oh look, I'm a badass or this or that. No, I'm not. I'm a nobody. I'm smaller than a little peanut. But test me and I will surely show you where you fucked up, that you will remember me. If you get a chance to survive, you will remember me for ages. And that's one thing I try to tell these people. Why are you so comfortable fucking around with people? Why are you so comfortable stealing from people? Why are you so comfortable talking shit to other people when you don't know if there is this one person that quite frankly doesn't give a fuck if he's alive or not alive? Of course we all love freedom, don't get me wrong. Everybody loves to live, to enjoy their life and this and that. But when they take everything from you and you have nothing to lose, you don't quite frankly think the same.
They lose touch
with reality. They do. And that's that reality check I was trying to tell them.
They lose the respect of their ancestry.
Brother, I watched death as a child, okay? I watched death as a child. I was in that war. I've seen people who were standing right here next to me. 2 seconds later, their whole head is gone. The level of fuckery I've seen in my life is enough for the whole country. That to share one picture frame of my life during those 4 years that I was in that war could feed the whole country with shit that they could never fucking process in their brains. And so I hear people say, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah blah blah, bullshit, whatever. Okay, fine, that's all men talking. I understand they haven't been through anything in life, they haven't seen nothing that bad, and that's quite frankly okay. But you have to understand, you can't walk around here like John Wayne. Even in America, you can't do it. Not everybody plays a fair fist fight. Not everybody plays the same way, by the same rules. There is people who carry guns for protection because quite frankly, it's their God-given right, and I support that. I really do. Somebody feels like they're, you know, they need to have something, they need to protect themselves, good. As long as they do what's right and they use it when they need to protect themselves. But on the other hand, there is people who quite frankly don't care. You know, but we're not going into that now. We're looking at the whole fact as Danny Frechette. Did I go to his shop? Did I see his shop? Yes, I did. Did I pay him fairly after we had a phone call? I called him up at around 6 or 7, said, hey, look, I need an amplifier. I need it tomorrow. I'm going to drive by. I'm going to bring you the cash. He did it. Fair deal. He treated me nice. He treated me with respect. I treated him with respect. I believe that he is somebody who has great skills, and yes, he does. I'm not saying he doesn't have a great skills. The amplifier he built me, I was really fair with it. Although I didn't get to run it, I didn't care.
Well, I like them black boards he does. I like that.
Look, he's unique. He's got his style. He's got my thumbs up on that. Where he lost my respect, and mind you, I was praising him the whole time. If anybody would ever speak about amplifiers, I would say, hey, you know, go to Danny Frechette, more than I was saying about Arlen, because I quite frankly don't know Arlen, even though I did buy from Arlen too. And he did me a favor that nobody in this country would do. Buy on Christmas Eve, get on the Christmas Day, overnight it. I can't put it in words. But anyways, you heard the conversation where he calls me crying about because one of the brothers, you know, starts messing with him a little bit with pictures. Look, if you can't take social media, you shouldn't be on it. If somebody can butt hurt you with a picture, you shouldn't be out here. And then he proceeds to touch on people, on a person, okay, that I really respect. I love him like a brother. I would do anything in my power to help him out in any situation that he's in, if I can. And if I can't help him, I would find a way to help him. There would be no, I can't do it. And I asked Ben Rolling, I said, look, man, before I even open my mouth about anything, what's your thought about Danny Frechette? And the first thing that comes out of his mouth is this confused look kind of like, well, now that you're asking me this, what is this all about? Kind of like confused. He never said, oh, he's a piece of shit, or he's that or this. He just knew that when Rakish asks a question in a serious way, not in a fuckery way, not when he's laughing, but when I call him, and the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, what do you think about Danny Frechette? Him knowing how I am as a person, how I look at things, did make him concerned. But even then, he said, what is this about? What are you talking about? I mean, I can't answer you. What do you want me to tell you? I mean, we're friends. And I said, well, look, do me a favor. Don't think nothing crazy about this. Don't go blow up about this. But maybe you need to listen to this, because quite frankly, it would be worse for me to keep that kind of a information from him than to give it to him. Because I wouldn't want my friend, this is after all is my friend, to keep a secret from him about a certain person that they said certain things, because there is more connected to this conversation than just what people heard.
Right.
And then when Ben Rowling did what he did, you know, Danny Frechette lost. What did Ben Rowling do when he heard that message? He kept it to himself. But then he connected the dots about this whole fuckery, about this whole BYU thing, and of course the guy is gonna, you know, speak up because he feels this bullshit. Why? What is this all about? Why are you thinking about me? Why are you putting me through this? And that's when Danny Frechette calls me. Oh, so I guess there is a recording. Oh, so this and that. Look, man, I never recorded you. My phone has the recorder on it. Every call that comes in is recorded. I don't care about it. It just happens to be that the conversation we had was so unique that I went and got it out of there and had to convert it into an MP3 so that I can send it to Ben Rowling. Because quite frankly, that wasn't right what he said. I never once called Danny Frechette to ask him what he thinks about Ben Rowling. This was not a planned recording. This was not me trying to, you know, set somebody up. This was more of me doing my thing, and he calls me because he's butthurt, because he quite frankly ain't gonna call 5150. So it just happens to be that it was recorded. What would be different if Ben Rowling didn't get to hear this? Well, maybe we wouldn't know this whole fuckery. Maybe we wouldn't see what kind of person he is for what it is. But now, not only did he do this in the first conversation, he confirms it in the second call. And then at the third call, when I was talking about certain things and he calls in the show and mentions derail, and then I slept and you heard it. The conversation about derail and me, what does he do? He goes on to do a live feed on his page to divert the people from the truth. Look, you cannot erase the truth. The truth is there. It's only going to matter if people really care about it. If people don't care about it, you got nothing to worry about. But if we can change one person's mind as far as his actions, it's not a success. It's a sad story. For him to do a certain thing to make this right is to go back to his roots, try to change his demeanor, try to do whatever he can to save whatever is left of his name, because quite frankly, he's done and pissed off a lot of people out there. That freaking comment he made about the black guys in Cleveland, oh, that was 18 years ago. Nobody cares how long ago it was. Just your thought then and the same thought that you have right now, because how do we know he has the same thought is when he said, hey man, $100 is $100. I'm not going to hang around those people with. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So now how are you going to confront yourself with people who are of that skin color, who are mostly in the key down? How are you going to do that?
I shared, there's a lot of those people that aren't on Facebook. They don't have any media or anything else. And last week I went over and shared with a group of 7 of them. And they were pretty shocked about it. They weren't surprised. They actually kind of laughed about it, because, they've always had their own opinion anyway. But there was certain ones that he fit in with, and there's certain ones that he would dare to talk to. That's a hard world right there. And I can understand some of his feelings about that, being leery and having money in your pocket. I can understand some of that, some of it. But if you're not confident in yourself, you're not confident in what you've done to get that in your pocket, if you do not feel like that's in your pocket deservingly, and you do not feel like you can secure that, then you're in the wrong place to start with.
Look, I don't think
they're doing. People. Years of them. Bluegill is a good instance. Bluegill's always got a mean look on his face. Well, he can be intimidating. Does that mean he's mad? No. But to go someplace that you feel that you're scared and you're being intimidated, but you're not being intimidated by others. You're actually feeling intimidated yourself. That all boils down to that self-confidence, period. And if that's his weak chain, that's his weak chain. He did stress out, man. That was a pretty hard blow, and I feel like there will be some, I'm sure if he hadn't already heard from some of his game, he will hear it firsthand, because that's not a very appreciative thing to do, especially when there's been a lot of money put in your pocket from some of those, and I'm sure he'll get looked at a little bit different, which is a good thing. It's all that tight in that ship. He's got a perfect opportunity, clean slate time. Do it right or whatever. But if you can't change your ways, then you're never going to change. It's not going to change. And it's just like this derail radio, the 711 radio. Average watts, volts. Volts is something new. We used to do 29s on 18 volts. We used to do 21 volt Cobras. There's transistors out there sitting in the hole and take the volts, even to the day. But there's no sense in it. There's 2 or 3 watts, and you can't make it up on tail end of the antenna system. There ain't nothing going on there anyway. And in today's world, it's more of a PEP world than it is an average world. Just because you can throw the average watts out there, you can put a 6-watt average radio and make a 2290 just bleed 6 watts of average power, as long as you got the envelope correct. This meter baiter stuff I never understood. It's always done, and it's I ain't never.
Here's something.
Never understood it.
Here's something that I want to point it out. Everything he shows is being volted, is being pushed to the limit to get you to squeeze out the extra ghost watt out of it. But who are the main buyers of this? The regular people. Who cares what you can achieve when you're volting a box at 16, 20, 21, as a matter of fact, at any freaking voltage? As a consumer, the regular CB crowd people, they only care what they can run on the regular. Quite frankly, most of those people don't even have a sophisticated power supply, to run even some of that shit. Even those computer module freaking power supplies. They're supplies, they can get the job done, but still, you're talking about stuff that really doesn't matter out there for the regular people. If you're only concentrating yourself on the competitioning people, like the competitioning guys, then yes, I can see that, because you want to show everybody that no matter, regardless what you do, you're gonna get them the last happy end watt that you can get on that meter. The claims of 4 pills doing 1300 bird watts and blah blah blah. That's the only reason why you're getting there, is because you're volting the Jesus out of it. You're not getting there because you have a circuitry that's going to get it there, or you are doing something amazing in this world, or a little magic box or something. The only thing that I say again, what matters right now about this is not his work. We don't care about it. He can claim whatever he wants. It's more of the way he carries himself around people. You touch too many people around, and you have no place to go as far as that. The fact he said, oh, what are you going to do when I show up at a break and there's 2,000 people and I call you a pussy in your face? I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to give you the nicest smile you can get, because quite frankly, those 2,000 people don't bother me. They don't bother me. You don't bother me. Nobody's afraid of you. So what you're going to make a fool of yourself. Because the only thing you're going to do is call a man a name. That's the only thing you're going to do. You're going to threaten another person with police. You're going to call people to get this person to be banned from a key down. What if this key down is the entry of me coming to the key down competition circuitry as Rakish? You know, what if this really opens the opportunity for me to enter maybe with a vehicle from a year or 2 years from now on and stand in line with others? You never know what can happen. But you want to ban somebody because you got your little twat hurt? That's pretty sad. Because quite frankly, you don't own anything out there. If you think that...
He ain't got the power to pull that anyway. Even in Chicago.
Look, he can do whatever he wants. He can call the cops. He can do whatever his deal is. Nobody has a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. That's him. That's what he can do. That's what he can do.
The best thing he can do is ignore. The best thing he can do is ignore.
I don't care what he do. Look, we already been through it. All I had to say is to him, I encourage him to do good in life as far as future, because quite frankly, where he's at right now is a sad state. I wouldn't want to be there, because quite frankly, I wouldn't ever get myself there. When I talk about people, I talk about them in show. I don't hide it from anybody. I don't go around people's backs. There was nobody ever that can say, hey, Rakish called me, was asking about Brass Munky or this or that, or who's this guy or who's that guy. Nobody can ever. I may have asked as far as, hey, who is this person, because I don't know him, so I'm trying to figure out, is he a CB radio operator, is he one of our friends, or is he somebody? Yeah, but for me to go after your personal life, to go into what you do, what you have, how you're achieving it, where you're getting it from, I could care less. For me to go and ask you about what you think about this guy, and then use that down the road against somebody, no. But to Rakish, he didn't do nothing, because he has to figure out first who Rakish is. What he did is to his friends. Ben Rolling was his friends.
Yeah.
NRO, the whole thing that he said about NRO, okay, fine, that's your opinion. That's, like I said, you got right to it. You can think whatever you want. But the shittery about Ben Rolling, because Ben Rolling is friends with Arlen, to say that he's got his head stuck up so far Arlen's ass that he can see his kidneys. I don't know Ben Rolling is an ass kisser. I've never seen Ben Rolling ever.
Arlen's busted so tight nothing to get up.
As a matter of fact, Ben Rolling is more man than that. It just takes a man to understand his stance. When you support somebody, when you want to be friends with somebody on friendship terms, not what can you get from you, or let me kiss your ass so you can give me a better deal. I've never seen that other guy. I've never once seen the guy. And I know this guy's been in some bad situations, and not once has he called out for anybody to step in and fix his problems. So for this guy to come out and say, oh, he's stuck up his ass so far that he can see his kidneys, maybe he should look around and see where he's got his head stuck. Because quite frankly, he needs to pull his head out of his anus and look at the reality of the world and not think that we're all nobodies and he's everything and anything. Because to a lot of people, key down is nothing more than a good time, something you go to have a fun time, and in the end everybody goes home hopefully safely without any issues. That's all it is about it. It's being there with people who love the sport. Whether you lose or win, it's not about losing or winning, it's more of competing, having the chance to stand on the line. So when God gave you that option for you to stand amongst other operators out there who are keying, that should be all enough. You made it that far. You're a person now. Other than that, you don't get to be famous and think that you're above everybody else, because that doesn't matter. In my eyes, that's how I look at it. I couldn't care if you were Arlen number 2. I'm not gonna shake your hand because you're in the competition world and you're winning. I'm gonna shake your hand if you deserve it, as a person, as a man.
Right.
If you don't deserve it, you could be anybody out there. I don't care about it. I simply tell people that I don't like, look man, there's nothing for us to talk about. Let's just not be looking at each other. Have a good day, leave me the fuck alone, and we're gonna be alright. That's how I am. If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. Don't be bad about it. I'm not gonna, give you no fake stories, or you're a good man, and then as soon as you turn around, I'm gonna talk shit about you. I don't do that fucking. I don't care about that. The people I'm good with, I got their backs all the way. The people I'm not good with, I don't care about. So that's where we're at, Danny Frechette's deal, Danny Frechette's options, Danny Frechette's actions is all his works. Are we gonna ride his ass? We are. Simple for one thing, to make him understand that you don't do this kind of thing without consequences. There is always going to be consequences. You're called a lot of people fucksticks, fucktards, including me, my brothers from NRO. Those are my brothers. Certain people, might not like me, love me, doesn't matter. If I'm part of something, I'm part of that. I support that. They are who they are. Even if they're the worst in this whole community, they are my brothers. I stand behind them 100%. And that's all it is about it. What did NRO ever do to him for him to go like this? So what? KC made a picture. Hey, look at it this way, my friend. If I was to go into groups and see all the pictures that were done about me, which I've seen many of them, what should I do? Go start killing people around left and right because they're doing the pictures? I don't care. You put one up on me, I put one up on you. Whoever gets it better, it gets it better. But we'll live for another day to laugh about certain things. But this fuckery, with the latest events, with the fucking guy trying to offer him out of gesture something that I wouldn't offer even a rat, because I couldn't even consider, putting a, hey, it's not his fault he was born a rat. A rat is a rat, but still, I'm not the creator, I'm not the decision maker who gets to live and who doesn't get to live. I don't do that kind of shit. But when I say I wouldn't even offer it to a rat, that means something. For you to be that ignorant and say, well, all I knew it was 200% and it came from the head. Why are you fucking with shit you don't know what it's about? I don't just pick up some kind of a chemical and go, oh shit, this should be alright, it says, poison, but fuck it, who cares about the contents of it or what it can do, as long as we can have a good time. I mean,
I have to agree with Ben about, I don't feel, it's a two-fold thing. I agree with Ben, I do not feel that it was an intentional, I'm going to kill you, take a drink. But I do feel that, them being the friends that they are, that it should have been, a little bit more straight in the face and open about what it was and that consideration. I wasn't present there, so I can't really say. I'm just voicing my opinion of it. Because I just don't, six-pack ain't really I don't think he's that way. But that was a careless intent, if anything.
Let's just say like this. What if, and it's a bad way to compare it, but what if in reality really something would have happened to that man? What would Six Pack have to offer in return? A sorry? Sorry doesn't fix shit. It doesn't. So why would I play with your life? I mean, look at it, Brass Munky, we didn't know each other, we were talking here, we're having a good conversation. You were ever to meet me, I was ever to meet you, it doesn't matter. I know you would offer me a drink, and I would offer you 1 or 2 or 10, doesn't matter, at the same way, in a normal fashion, wouldn't be a problem. But here it is. You claim you have a contact in your hand that you don't know nothing about, other than it's 200% proof, supposed to be some strong shit, and it comes from the head. First of all, why do you have shit in your hand? You have no idea what it is. Methanol is a serious fucking deal. This is not us. Look, I don't care that this was Ben Rolling. It could have been anybody out there. I would have still said the same fucking shit. I would have still said, why the fucks would you even try to... What, are you crazy? Are you nuts? What the fuck? What is wrong with people? Just because somebody said...
Well, it's just like where I live. Within walking distance, I can go get 5 different blends. There's not one of them will ever mention the wormhole. Period. You know, I'm not a, I take a sip every once in a while, but I do not drink. But at the same time, it's even hard to trust those. You know,
everybody wants to try. Everybody wants to try to make something. Doesn't mean they're making a good product. And even though the stage, which they call a wormhole, is so poisonous,
it's the bubbles. I mean, all you gotta do is let a bubble get down your windpipe, and it's over with. And it's just that's sad. Like you said, it don't make no difference if you're a stranger, somebody you don't know your life, brother, your sister, your mama, your cat, your dog, you eat hog. Just to know that the possibility of that being something that's contaminated or that can actually do the damage, just the thought process alone, even knowing that you're going to grab a bottle of it, entertain the thought of it, is, that's a weakness.
Six Pack had a chance. Six Pack had a chance to come out and truly tell us the truth. His response was... And the only reason why he was talking to Rakish...
I do find that disappointing. Deep down inside, I think the situation, circumstances of the environment he was in at the time of the call. I think if there was a one-on-one, it might have been a little bit different. Then again, I'm maybe just barking up a tree there, but I don't know. For some reason, I guess it's intuition or whatever, but I do give a little bit more credit to Six Pack than I think the others may. But at the same time, it's a careless thing, period. And I'm sure that, I would hope that, he would never try that again with another person, whether it be a friend or a stranger.
The damage as far as friendship is gone, it's done. There's nothing that can be changed. At least he had a chance to come out here and say, look guys, I was part of something that I regret now. I lost a good friend over it. I don't know why it was even concerning, or why, I don't even understand why I even fell for anything like this. But
that's not the manly thing he needs to do. That's the human thing he needs to do.
Right. That's what I was saying. I never care about the macho part. Be a man, be a human. Yeah. Look at it this way. What if somebody offered something to you in that kind of way and never mentioned shit, and here you are, you're consuming something you have no idea because you trust the person, and something happens. And would you then accept, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, or, you know, no, the sorry part is not going to change the outcome of what happens if something bad happens. You know how the non-believers, or even the believers, when they get into a lot of shit, an accident, something that's off the charts, what's the first words you hear out of their mouth? They go to God. They turn to God. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh God, please help me. Because they feel like He's the only one that can get them out of that freaking situation. Even though they have friends who love them, to their family members, they always go to God. And this ain't nothing to do with God, but that's the self-consciousness. That's when you realize you've really done fucked up. And that's what I'm saying, you know.
The way the 123 group kind of looks to me, I know you won't know it, but there used to be a guy, used to TAC Sky, AC classes, and he's pretty crazy. Pretty wild. I studied his, it was called 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at some of Danny's actions in the past, you know, it's almost like he was a 5'4" wannabe. In the way 5'4" had his little cronies and worked the crowd and stuff. And you know, but 5'4" is one of these guys, man, you know, he'd buy a chainsaw and run out of gas, he'd ask for a gas can. But that was 5'4". You know, he was a tower crawler. But, I still, you know, I just hope that he, you know, takes a good look at himself and see where he's at now and what got him to where he's at, bad and good, and you know, take it as, you know, a growth spurt. Either that, or, you know, if he wants to keep himself in the frown, then he's going to keep himself in the frown. The frown's not going to get him nowhere. And he's seeing that right now. It's not going nowhere. I just, you know, he just, you know, needs to do what it is, or maybe it's time, man, to, you know, because a lot of, you know, back in the old days, like Dave, man, you know, everybody's talking, oh, you can't buy a Dave out unless you're in the group. You got to know somebody. You got to, well, I mean, there's a good reason why he did that. And, you know, it's, a lot of you good amp builders are always hidden ones. You never knew where they come from. You know, you never knew who the brain behind them was. You had a distributor and they sold them. And that was the good old days. You didn't have all these amp builder wars then. You know, like, hey, I got this amp, I got that amp. Well, all right, we don't know who built them, but, you know, you got that amp. And a lot of those old school amps are still running today. You know, they recapped it or whatever, but at the same time, they're still running. And today's world's just a totally different world, you know, and it's for these newbies, all these young ones, no offense to the young ones, I'm glad that there's, you know, people getting into it. I mean, because it's, you know, it's a lot weaker than it used to be. And, you know, but they need to really know, you know, the truth. You know, it's you know, and he's using things to sell things that, you know, and honesty is the best policy, period. And you can't be honest about it, then, you know,
well, what this show now does is pretty much opens eyes to a lot of people, and also tells other people out there who are on the same mindset as a lot of these scammers, a lot of these fucked up people out there, that, you know, you just don't do shit like that, or you end up like this and people drag you around, and people are gonna know you for what you are, and if you don't certainly come back with facts to back yourself up, pretty much you branded your own name out there as something that I don't even have to name it. I mean, pretty much you can pretty much figure out the vocabulary is strong and on the fuckery side. So, but here, you know, here is a great example. They're now at home, you know, they're doing their little thing, and they're joking part about it. Jim Jones, you try to pose the people at the joke part. You don't even take a minute of seriousness in your life. You don't even have remorse. You don't even have the brains
That's what got me that Jim Jones laughed.
Right, you know. And here is the Danny Frechette. He's the one, and the follower. Six-pack ain't nothing but a follower to him. The guy who follows this shitbag, man, who thinks like, oh God, you know. Look, you can be all friends all you want, but when you go home, when you lay down in your bed, you know the truth. That's got to live with you for a long time. The fact that you may be a piece of shit and you don't care, that's your side, but people see through that. It's very easy. If you want to make a video about sitting at home and joking about, oh, Jim Jones, when you try to, you know, poison people and this and that, oh, I'm blind. And you making a joke about that blind fucking part? Motherfuckers, you haven't learned the lesson. You're going to learn the lesson. Trust Rakish when he tells you, I've never fucking been wrong. You're going to learn the fucking lesson about that shit. You're going to remember all this, what you did. Because quite frankly, what goes around comes around, and that's always going to be like that. That is always going to be that one day you regret something you did. We never know when, but it does happen. It does. I learned the hard way too. Trust me, I'm not a flower. I've never been putting myself, but at least I'm honest about my shit. I don't lie about it, and if I fuck up, I try to make it good. But I never fuck up in this way, that I try to make jokes about certain people calling me out on fuckery, you know. And then I'm going to turn it around and make it as a joke, like, haha, these guys are crazy, you know. Jim Jones, you tried to make somebody... No, brother. Jim Jones, if you were smart enough, you'd separate yourself from this man as fast as you can. Quite frankly, you'd delete your account and you would go away, because now that you sat over there with 3 other guys in the room and you try to, you know, make yourself like, oh, it was comfortable talking about them, right? What are you going to do when you have to face your own reality by yourself? It ain't going to be the same talk. Oh, accept my sincerest apologies. Who the fuck are you? You think we're stupid? What's there to apologize about? Quite frankly, if you didn't do nothing wrong, what's there to apologize? You claim you didn't do shit. Now you're apologizing sincerely? Are you trying to fuck with people? Are you trying to say we don't understand what happened here? It's just a matter of time, guys. Your shit will catch up to you. It's not going to be pretty. That's not a threat. This is not me telling you.
No matter how I told my kids over the years, no matter how small or how big, no matter what it is you do, no matter if you think you get away with it, it all comes back around. It all gets triggered. It all gets brought up. Something to re-trigger might be the simplest thing, might be the most stupidest thing. If there was something that wasn't right and you wasn't right about it, it's going to be back. It will be back. Period.
You know, I always admired people who stepped away from the fuckery when they saw fuckery, even when it came to their own friendship circle. If I was to surround myself around Ben, Arlen, all these other guys, and then I heard them try to do a heinous act, the first thing that I would have done is said, you ain't gonna see me be part of that, because I can have fun, I can joke around, we can do normal things as human beings, but something heinous like this, I don't want to be part of. And I would distance myself as far as I can. But what does he do? Oh, I'm gonna show loyalty to Danny Frechette. Not once, but twice he tried. Twice.
Yep.
And you know, quite frankly, we're not gonna be little girls who are gonna cry, you know, oh my God, we don't care. But just when you pull something like that off, own it. Be a man and own it. You've been exposed, you've been figured out. Own your own fuckery. For your own good sake. Otherwise, people are gonna know you're a piece of shit and nobody's gonna wanna be friends with you. And the ones that do, well, they're doing it because they feel like there's still some good left in you, but pretty soon you're gonna show them the true face too. He can keep his spot at the sausage altar. I don't care about it, but I don't care whether he's out there on the field doing his thing. He's got that God-given right. I encourage him to continue doing what he's doing. But on the other hand, I'm telling him, what you've done, man, you're going to have to live with it by yourself. Because quite frankly, we ain't got nothing to worry about. We can sleep nice at night. Ain't nobody calling us any names. And quite frankly, the fact that a lot of people are butthurt over the NRO thing, or they try to, look, man, a good horse raises dust. And you know they talk about a good horse for a long time. You should know what that means. Other than that, my friend Brass Munky, you know, you're right about it. Certain things I don't want you to put out there. There's a lot more people out there who know. And sometimes it doesn't even matter anymore, because quite frankly, we're living in the present, and what happened 15, 20 years ago, nobody should really even go into it. But it does not change the fact of who you are. You know, if you could do that 15 years ago, chances are, unless you changed your ways and paths, which we don't see that you didn't, you're going to commit it again. It's just going to be an opportunity. Where? Or you probably done, but you haven't got caught with it. It's just a matter of time. Everybody gets to experience their own doings, because I have nothing to think of at this moment other than you were given a good chance. And I swear to God, people think I'm going to run their asses around on the floor here. No, I'm not, man. I let everybody speak. I'm going to question certain things that don't make sense, but it doesn't change the fact. People don't follow me or my thoughts. They follow their own thoughts. When they watch you, they judge you by their own thoughts, not because I said something. I could say anything I want. It's not going to change.
You put the format out there.
Well, look, somebody's got to do it, my friend. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Someone has to come and do all this work. Somebody has to gather all this intel. Somebody has to actually take their time and sit here for 8 hours straight without going to a bathroom, so that the community has something to do or talk about, or to fucking acknowledge that there is an issue. Someone has to do it. Somebody else wants to do this? Be my guest. I'm going to give you the opportunity. Take it over, do it, see how far you go with it. And if you do a better job, I'm going to compliment you. I'm going to be your #1 watcher, because quite frankly, it's not as easy to always plan on things, to always be here for people, and to put myself out there for others. Other people say, you know, you're doing it so boldly and this and that. Look, man, I got nothing to be afraid of. I'm telling you, people, I got nothing to be afraid of.
You're not getting no gain out of it. You're not, you ain't making no money off of it.
I'm not personally. People say, well, he was just trying to be a cool guy. No, fuck that shit. I ain't taking that cool guy to the bank and cashing $100 million or whatever check. All I'm getting out of this is the time that I've spent with people who call in. The good laughs, that's all I'm getting out of it. But I'm just as much as you are, or the next guy who's watching, or the next guy who's standing outside because he doesn't want to join the group. That's as far as it goes. No better, no more different, no more, same wealth, same value, pretty much. The fact that I was able to get to the position. But a lot of people say, well, Rakish, there is no fucking script to this shit. Look at some of the things that you have heard on this show. There is no fucking script. You can't see this in a movie. You can't catch it on some kind of a Saturday night show. This fucking shit is unscripted, raw product. Pretty much you're hearing it as I'm hearing it. No editing, no nothing. Straight from the well of Rakish News Network. For the good of the hobby. If they think that this is destroying the hobby, let them think that. It's actually not destroying the hobby. It's bringing the people together. People who would never talk to each other are talking to each other now. People who would never comment on something are coming forward with information. Look at the $8,000 fuckery with this guy down there in BMK, whatever it is. How come everybody forgets quickly how fast those $8,000 was a big issue? Yeah, the guy got his money back, but look at what fucker he had to go through. And then on top of that, the same shitbag that owes him $8,000 sold him an amplifier from one of our brothers. And what's the guy do? He takes and returns the amplifier. Now, who the fucks in this world would return you an amplifier that they bought straight out for the money? Who would do that? The guy's out of $2,000 out of his pocket right now again. But he did what was right. He owned up to the fuckery of somebody else. Now that mother yacker who done the fuckery owes this man $2,000, and we're not gonna let it go. We're gonna go after this cocksucker till he gets his money back. Because that's what this community is supposed to do, is stand up, and when we stand up and we put a push to it, trust me, it gets results, because we don't give up. It's just so hard to get after everybody, man. Look how many people are out there fucking around. Look how many people are fucking doing stupid shit. If this was my full-time job, I wouldn't get a sleep, man. Because there's so much fucking shit, and people have to get together to bring it forward to us, because I can't keep track of anything anymore. It's all these labyrinths, these mazes in Facebook, and it's like these little networks, and you enter into one and there's 100 other more, and you can't freaking chase everybody. But even the ones who thought they would never be found were found. Like that Billy Bowling mother yacker. For 6-7 years nobody freaking could touch this cocksucker as far as that, and we did. Oh, how did Benny said, oh, you got kicked off the property and this and that. No, I didn't. The guy asked me to leave, but when I was about to leave, he stopped and he talked to me, and I explained to him what was going on. Other people heard me talk to this man. Other people heard me call in. And quite frankly, there is nothing wrong with being kicked off of somebody's company. People don't want to see this fuckery. They don't care if this guy has issues with somebody out there. They said, take it off the property, do whatever the fuck it is, but don't do it over here because of the insurance purposes. Because quite frankly, if I did something to this guy, the company would be responsible. I would be responsible. That's how it is. Everybody can be found, Rodney. Snowman can be found. Anybody can be found. Here's the thing. The vast majority of people are spread throughout the country. All it takes is a group of people to sit down, make a plan, go out there, do what they gotta do, come back with people's shit, and return everything. But see, the way I see it lately is not many people are really too fond of thanking for a good gesture of some of the NRO members. Here's what they're doing. They're talking shit, they're blocking NRO members, they're doing this and that over what? Well, who is out there? Let me ask, other than NRO, what is the next group that goes after scammers? We have Blacklisted, which only puts the information there, but what other group out there is trying to go out after these people to get other people's shit back?
No, nobody.
So how are we these bad people? I mean, after we collect something, have we ever kept it to ourselves, or have we returned it, or at least sent it to where it's got to go?
Well, you know, for small groups, the impact that has been made in such a short time, period, speaks for itself. Any builder, any radio shop, any radio technician, anybody that does anything to do with sales, you know, that's a dollar period.
We have some of the smartest...
Anything else they've increased, they've got to be on their sharpest toes, period.
We have some of the smartest people, some of the best technicians, some of the amazing people from the history in amplifier building. And this ain't no Arlen, this ain't no Michael Houston, this ain't no other people out there who are not being exposed in our groups.
Right.
Who we don't want to put out their names because we respect their privacy and stuff like that. And here they're gonna come, oh, the fact that we have a sense of humor, that we have a, what they call a black sense of humor, which is the fuckery side, all this laughter, you gotta let it go somewhere. I'd rather laugh than cry. If I have to cry, I don't want to experience that. So what they got on it?
If you spread a smile, man,
Look at the fuckery 700 Club. I mean, you listen to it. You heard the people, what they're talking about under there. I mean, how are you not going to laugh about that shit? I'm not disrespecting them. I swear to God, I'm not. But that just shows you where you can go with certain things. The mind of a person is a complicated thing. A lot of people don't use their brains wisely. They hear something, they see something, and all of a sudden they never ask themselves why. Well, I mean, why are they going after this guy? What has this guy done for somebody to get, chased around? And if they were smart enough, they would figure it out. You would have to tell you. But
yeah, it's just, and then you got these people coming. I've had a couple of hits on some of my comments that, but at the same time, it's like they don't know. They haven't researched anything. They're gonna jump out there right quick. So, you may do this, you may say that. Well, once they went out and saw with their own two eyes and read something, I mean, you can't. If it's written, it's written. And if it's argued, it's argued. But at the same time, people jumping out there and don't, they voice their opinion on it. I mean, they don't know nothing about it. And I'm not going to knock a 1-year operator, 2-year operator, a 40-year operator. That don't make the difference. It's the fact that you're jumping out there taking up for somebody and you don't really even, you're sticking your neck out for somebody. That's speaking something about their own confidence there because, they're like, they're jumping on a bandwagon because somebody else is bitching about that wagon. It don't really make much sense. I mean, that's kind of a, stupid, childish thing, to sit back and raise your hand, well, just because you won't be part of something. So it's kind of what's got these people in the position they're in now, because of the same kind of grandstanding. And then you're going to have a crony that just pops up that takes up for Danny or something that don't know him, that knows of him or whatever. That's you're going to have that. But at the same time, through your program, I think people are getting a little bit of a different taste. The more and more the word gets spread, and there's a lot of people who watch that, you don't see. I know somebody watching right now, and when he was informed of what was going on, he's caught up, he's up to date on it, and he's interested in things himself, but you'll never ever hear a word out of it, period. You don't have a footprint. And it's kind of an oddity that, even people that I haven't talked to in 10 years, that have been out, well, pretty much out of the transistor world, still have their dibs and other things in our world. It's like it's just shocking. It's just shocking, and like I said, it's really sad though that people that deserve the credit, that don't need the credit, don't want the credit, that deserve the credit, that they get beat down by somebody else taking credit for things they did. Right. And it's nobody's wanting no credit. Just pretty much it's the same thing. Just somebody needs to shut the hell up about it. And period. And that's it. And since then I haven't heard anything else. I ain't heard no bragging. I haven't heard mention stuff. So I mean, pretty much, if he's gonna stay on the route and he leave exports out of his mouth, then so be it. But he's still got to face his current issues and life as it goes on, and he's then going to face harder than me. But it's just it's a good thing that you're doing. Good thing the NRO's doing, and it's opening up a whole lot of eyes. Shut some eyes. The only reason why they shut their eyes because they don't want to see it. But that's their issue or whatever. Eventually they'll see it because like I said, it comes back around. It all comes out. It's a boomerang effect. It goes around, and people who claim, oh, it's all this drama, it's all this bullshit, it's all that. Yeah, it's all that till it's you. When it's you,
then it becomes everything else but that. You know, and that's why I say people who don't have nothing in it shouldn't be calling this some fuckery, because they quite frankly don't know where we're standing. And you want to talk about NRO being this and that? Look what has NRO done as a group. Look at the achievements of NRO as an NRO group and what we have been able to do. And people along with NRO who have really understood the point and who have came forward with some of that stuff. I gotta give these guys credit. You know, these people like you who have come forward and opened up to pretty much expose that there is more fuckery than meets the eye. All that stuff is not something that I take as, oh look, now is somebody's opportunity to do. No. It takes a man to do what's right. Everything else, you know, is bullshit, and that's where we're at. So, yeah, but that being said and done.
Before I jump out there, though, I had to really think hard about myself, too. I had to make some phone calls, and, you know, I had to make sure that anything I say or whatever wasn't going to, you know, interrupt anything in actions or anything like, you know, I didn't want to ruffle the feathers, the ones that I respect, and I hope I have their respect, continue to have their respect. I just didn't want to, you know, to hinder any of that.
No.
And, you know, so when I stepped out and, you know, I made my call out, and the call out was made for specific reasons, one reason only, just for simple fact, you know, like, you know, there was that bullshit credit shit. And then, you know, I had to put a little bit out there to, you know, show that, you know, I knew somewhat what I was talking about. Because not everybody has the privilege to pick up a phone call somebody does know in that aspect. And, you know, so, but word to word, I mean, history, you know, it wasn't nothing when I was created. I mean, it seemed like history repeated itself. And it's because of the blind eye. And it's not blind no more. So, you know, we can see what, you know, happens from that. But please, I'm going to cut you loose, though. Maybe Ben or something call in a little bit.
Hey, thank you, brother, for calling in. Thanks for being a part of us.
It was, you made a statement earlier about the calling, and I kind of bit off on it. And when you did this double dip thing, I got hit. I want to stay around for it. You know, I got to hang in there.
We appreciate you, brother.
I always had my hope, though, that, you know, Danny could call or something, but I mean, if he don't, he don't, you know, but people don't read that just like it is.
That's it, brother.
I mean,
that's
if
it.
The shoe was on the other foot,
that's it.
Yeah, I don't even, you know, I'd already been on an airplane. You know, yeah. But, you know, it's not that I was trying to put him in a bad spot. That spot just shut the heck up, man. You know, it's like repeat, man. You know, ain't no sense going through this all over again. You know, embarrassment's embarrassment. You know, but the bold statements. But you know, he's talking to you on the phone and making statements like that. Can you imagine the tens of hundreds of thousands of people that he's actually said the exact same thing to? Well, the reason why you need about my amplifier is because I'm going to start export. You know what export is, don't you? That's all. Yeah. Well, you know, I'll whip them to competition. You know, this story. Doggone. I mean, it's like, you know, if peanut butter's got peanuts in it, and peanut butter's got peanuts in it.
Right.
What's the deal? You know? I enjoyed it, Rakish. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I'm going to sit back and watch a little bit, and I need to get back on my work a little bit. But I've enjoyed it, and it's, I don't know if you're going through Birmingham or through Nashville or which way you're going out to where you're headed, but I wish you the safest trip. And I guess these storms we just had, you're going to be getting hit a little bit. So you'll have some bumpers and thumpers coming your way in about 45 minutes to an hour.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
I've enjoyed it, man. And you be safe out there, and we always get you on our mind.
Will do, my friend. Thank you, and be good, man. We'll catch you another time over here. All right, everybody. Great talking to Brass Munky over here. And as I say, you know, you guys have to be your own judge. Don't let people make decisions for you. That's not what life's supposed to be. It's great to have friends. It's great to do amazing things with your friends. But when somebody's stepping out of the boundary, when somebody is doing this kind of stuff, do your part. Set them back to where they need to be. Remind them that everything they do will come back at them. If you do great things will come to you. If you do messed up things, well, you know. Anybody else wants to call in, we're here.